Another terrible Giants loss, Dibs.
Yeah.
Just another. They find new ways.
Yeah, always.
I thought I was at rock bottom, but then yesterday happened.
And I love the Adames reaction. I'm sorry, but people can say, "Oh, what are you doing? You're 15 games below 500." But I've never been in the major leagues. But when you're able to, especially in that spot, square up a pitch and drive it and hit a home run to tie the game, you deserve to get excited. And I'm sorry, this is not like a guy scoring a touchdown when you're down 41-3 and you're going to do the dance. That's a little bit different. This actually tied the game.
Oh, yeah, it's a big deal.
Forget the standings. It's a big deal. And Willy is, he's fighting for relevancy in this year, and his team is as well. So that part of it was like, yeah, awesome. Homer, get excited. But then in the bottom half of the inning, it struck me as another example where Willy Adames is not totally locked in defensively on what he's supposed to do.
Yep. So if you missed it, Giants are down 3-1 in the ninth. Trevor McDonald went down, got pulled after the fourth inning. He was laboring through the heat in Kansas City, and he got pulled with the right elbow injury. By the way, he's going on the injured list. Giants have just announced a roster move. Let me get this exact wordage right here for you. Trevor McDonald on the 15-day IL with a right elbow strain. Tristan Beck recalled from AAA Sacramento. Also hearing from Alex Pavlovich that the Giants are expecting Carson Whisenhunt to be making some starts, which is the right decision for the Giants as long as Trevor McDonald is out. But he struggles a bit early, goes down with the right elbow strain. The Giants ultimately down 3-1 in the ninth inning. 2 outs, none on. A Jung-Hoo Lee single extends it for at least one more at-bat. And then Adames, opposite field, home run to tie the game at 3. Adames is celebrating as he's rounding the bases, getting into the dugout. It's a clutch home run by Adames, which is something we've been clamoring for a long time. He finally did it. You're feeling better. Maybe they're going to steal one in Kansas City. We'll see. Caleb Killian comes in for the bottom of the ninth inning, leadoff single, then a sac bunt. It barely leaves home plate. It almost trickles foul to the right of home plate. Susac picks it up, throws to second. Adames catches, but he's a couple of steps in front of second base, meaning even if the ball beat the runner, you don't get the out because you're not on second base. Runner then is safe at first. 2-1, nobody out, sac bunt, sac fly, game over, and the Royals win, Giants lose. It would have just been a ho-hum, normal Giants loss, Dibs, had Adames not hit that home run, but he hit the home run, only for them to lose in even more embarrassing fashion in the bottom of the ninth inning, where they just can't simply execute a forced play at second base to get the lead runner.
Yeah, a simple forced play at second, and maybe Susac shouldn't have thrown it in there.
Probably not.
I mean,
still. What is Adames doing standing in front of second?
Right, and that to me is the overarching issue with this whole team. And I'm not just going to look at Tony Vitello and say this is a you problem, but I do look at a team that from April all the way through now, late July, they are not buttoned up. And Adames doesn't know how many outs there are. And you've had that happen to 2 or 3 other players, and you've had other mistakes where guys are either not covering a base or they don't know where they're supposed to be. It just has looked a little bit like a loose and sloppy team. And you're in that spot where, okay, opening guy gets on base and now they're going to bunt. They're going to bunt. So what's our plan? I mean, are we going to go ahead and just take the out at first no matter what? Are we going to, if the bunt comes right back to someone, and, Susac got a good break and he gets it and he comes up throwing and he feels like he's got an out to be made, but you don't have your shortstop at second base. And so even though the throw, in my opinion, was there in time, it would have been close. You're not on the base.
Yeah.
So now it's first and second, and now, the horse has left the barn, and it's another game where you look sloppy. And, Tony Vitello, I don't know if he called a certain defense or Ron Washington, or if they didn't. I look at these types of losses, and I can't help but look in the dugout and think, what are we actually doing?
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends where the bunt goes, how hard it's hit, if it's popped up. The kind of bunt matters. It changes, where the different infielders go to cover. But these are things that you drill over and over and over again. And it's something that should, at this point in the season, be second nature. And Adames was generally in the right spot. Your job there, when it's that kind of bunt with a runner on first and nobody out, and you have an opportunity to cut down the lead runner, your job is to get to second base. And he got to second base and then took a couple of steps inside the base. It makes absolutely no sense. I don't know if he thought that the ball was foul and, maybe he started walking towards the mound to, regroup after a fouled bunt. Maybe he thought that the runner on first was going to beat him to second by a mile, and if that's the case, then okay, I could understand going to meet the ball to catch it sooner, but there's not a runner over on third base, so you're not really protecting much of anything anyway. But that wasn't the case. The runner might have been safe at second had Adames stayed on the base, but it wasn't by a mile. It would have been a bang-bang play and a close play. It's worth a stretch for Adames. You do your best first baseman impression. You keep one foot on the bag, and you stretch as much as you can to catch the throw from Susac. There's just it's little league stuff, Dibs, over and over and over. And I want to like Willy Adames. I want to love Willy Adames. He seems like a fun guy to be around in the clubhouse when things are going all right, and even at times when things aren't going all right. And that has kind of gotten him in trouble a little bit by Giants fans because maybe he's a little too happy-go-lucky at times. That doesn't bother me all that much, but this stuff really bothers me. You're telling me you're a veteran major league shortstop who is looked at as one of the franchise pillars because of the contract you signed a year and a half ago, and you don't know the right place to be on a simple bunt play when you have to cover second base and you're off the bag? It is those kinds of little league mistakes that have plagued this Giants team all season long. And I can swallow a loss. I can deal with that 3-1 loss in Kansas City, one of the few teams in baseball worse than you this season. I can swallow it. We're used to it. This team isn't very good. This season is over. We've waved bye-bye to postseason hopes a long time ago. But when the loss comes because of that kind of mistake, a little league mistake, a thing that a little league manager would be upset at his shortstop for doing, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This is what is so costing us games. We're in late July. You are a veteran shortstop. You're the highest paid guy. You signed the richest contract in Giants franchise history.
Yeah, speak on it.
You signed it for the Giants. You're not Rafi Devers who signed elsewhere and was traded. You signed it with this organization, and those are the mistakes that you're making. I just can't wrap my head around it, Dibs.
I mean, what else are you supposed to do at shortstop? So the play happens, and whether or not you think it's a fair ball or a foul ball, it doesn't matter. Your only job is to get to second base and put your foot on the bag just in case the catcher seems to think he's got to play. So Susac gets it, and he wants to make a play, a hero ball, whatever, and you can call it hero ball, and maybe it was, and he possibly would have been the hero, but
possibly. If
he makes the throw, then all you have to do is catch it with your foot on that white square.
That's all we're asking.
And I guess it's more of a rectangle now because they've made the bases bigger, but literally all you have to do is just be there just in case, and then it's, oh my God, Susac is coming up throwing. Good thing I'm here with my foot on the base.
There are complexities to a bunt coverage play. You ask any...
the wheel play or,
Even if you just played in the high school level, you probably drilled that a lot with your high school team. Just a bunt coverage play. For example... The ask of Luis Adames on that play is not to cover second, it's to cover first because Bryce Eldridge is crashing in from first trying to field the bunt. So Adames has to run from his second base position and get to first in time to field a throw, which might be coming quickly from Susac. That's a harder ask for Luis Adames. On the diamond for that specific play, unless you're an outfielder that just kind of starts jogging in to make sure that you can quickly recover a wayward throw, the easiest job for anyone on the infield is the shortstop on that play. Just stand on second base.
Right.
And avoid the runner coming in and hitting you. Don't block him. Don't commit base runner interference. Don't do it. Just stand on second, and if the ball comes to you, catch it. That's all you got to do, and he couldn't do that.
And I'm looking at the replay right now, and as the bunt is put down, he's about 12 feet from second base. It's not like he was playing deep in the hole.
No.
And he had a long way to go just to even get there.
I mean, he clearly had plenty of time to get there. He's standing in front of the base.
He literally was there already because, the third baseman crashes. You mentioned Eldridge crashes, and Luis Adames is on the move going to first. And honestly, when Susac gets it, it's going to be a little bit of a close play, but he's got the time to make the throw. And Willy Adames is just kind of near second. I'm at second-ish base, and those are the little ones that makes me wonder about, what are we even doing as an organization?
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, I'm not saying that, Vitello needs to come in there and flip the spread, but after the game, he's immediately critical of Susac. the rookie. He's not critical of the veteran who didn't go to the base. He's ripping the rook.
You want to hear it?
I would love to.
Vitello postgame on that play.
I mean, he had a good view of where the runner was at. Probably in a position he wouldn't normally be, but because of what he was doing there, took a crack at the lead out, and I don't know that you would redo it on his end if you had the choice.
He's probably right. Like, it probably wasn't the right decision by Susac. It doesn't excuse, though, Adames being in the wrong spot.
Right, and the base runner doesn't even slide, and maybe it's because
there's no one on the bag.
There's no one on the bag. Maybe
Why is he
it's
gonna
because
slide?
he thinks he's going to beat it, but I think, honestly, and I'm looking at it here, if Adames was on the bag, it would be a very tight...
Oh, bang, bang.
It's bang, bang
He
play.
might have been safe, but that's not the point.
Right. The point for me is the lack of attention to detail.
Absolutely.
You've heard me say this probably 85 times on this show.
We talked about it on Friday. What do you want to see from the Giants in the second half? And it was essentially care and be competent.
Attention to detail. Like, hit the cutoff man and execute the bunt play and act like you're a Major League Baseball team. And then you look at this, and, well, I give Adames credit. He did catch the ball. He caught it.
True.
He caught it.
It could have been worse.
Center cut. He caught it.
Could have tipped off his glove and trickled into the outfield. You're right.
Right. And I guess, honestly, if you want to go even further beyond that, when the bunt goes down, where is anybody on the play saying 1-1-1? Because that's the normal thing you do, whether it's the third baseman. So the catcher's going to field it. So he can't really come up and field it and assess. And so if you're a buttoned up infield, you've got your third baseman, Casey Schmidt, crashing, saying, we're going to one because he's watching it. Or, Eldridge, who's coming in, maybe he could shout that out. Or the pitcher. Nobody says anything. And so Susac is thinking, all right, I like my chances.
And for Susac, it's not like the ball was bunted far away from him. So usually when you can quickly get to it, that means you have a chance at the force out. And he got to it pretty quick.
Yep, quick enough.
Yeah.
And, I do think the base runner got a good jump to where it probably was a more sound play to just go to first. And I'm looking at the replay, and I'm not seeing anybody pointing toward Luis Ariz at first base. And so that's what happens. You're not buttoned up. And Tony Vitello is the manager, and I don't think that he has done a great job of, paying attention to all the details. He's got so much going on as a first-time manager. And, Ron Washington, the defensive coordinator, he can only do so much. And I look at a team this year that so many times they give up 90 feet. They just give up a 90. Either it's an overthrow, you miss the cutoff man, or you botch a bunt play, or it's a wild pitch. You give up too many free 90 feet increments.
It happens all the time.
Yep.
And on the other end, you're not getting the free 90 because other teams are playing better baseball than you are. We got a lot more to talk about this. Plus, we want to hear from you, Giants fans. 888-957-9570. The madness in the bottom of the ninth inning last night for the Giants. What does it make you feel? Do you still feel anything about this Giants team? Because I wouldn't blame you if you don't. That's how bad they've been this entire season.